Today we are diving into four... When you hear a sound like that, you know it's time to brace yourself for a blitz. But don't worry, today's blitz isn't an air raid. It's a sudden strike of fascinating words. Let's jump right in before the siren goes off again. Today we are diving into four fascinating terms that straddle the old, the new, and everything in between. So let's take this linguistic journey, blitz through history, pander to your curiosity, embrace our atavistic roots, and celebrate all things Neoteric. Don't forget to follow the English Nut on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for your regular dose of wordy wisdom. Thank you. Blitz, a word so sharp and swift, it feels like it's zooming past you at supersonic speed. Blitz comes from the German word Blitzkrieg, meaning lightning war. It was used by Western media to describe the rapid, intense military tactics used by Germany in World War II, though Hitler himself is said to have called it an idiotic word. Be that as it may, today blitz is a little less warlike and a lot more fun. It's about quick, energetic action. Think of a blitz of last-minute wedding preparations or a blitz of brainstorming ideas for a creative project. Or if you're like me, a dessert blitz at the buffet, strategically starting with the chocolate cake. The football team launched a blitz in the final quarter, securing their victory. I went on a blitz to finish my project before the deadline. Her cooking blitz before the dinner party was nothing short of impressive. As mentioned, blitz originates from the German word Blitzkrieg, blitz meaning lightning and Krieg meaning war. When people write the Blitz with the definite article and a capital B, they refer to a series of bombing raids in 1940 and 41 on British cities by the German Air Force, the Luftwaffe. John Steinbeck, the Nobel Prize-winning American author, wrote, "People who try to tell you what the Blitz was like in London start with fire and explosion and then almost invariably end up with some very tiny detail which crept in and set and became the symbol of the whole thing for them. It's the glass," says one man, "the sound in the morning of the broken glass being swept up, the vicious, flat tinkle." This word was suggested by DVS coaching classes, Ayodhya. Pander, a word that's as sneaky as it sounds. To pander is to indulge someone's desires, often at the cost of principle. It has a slightly negative connotation, as if you're playing to the gallery rather than staying true to yourself. Imagine a politician vowing to make Mondays optional just to win votes. That's pandering. The comedian refused to pander to the audience with cheap jokes, sticking to his unique style. Don't pander to her every request. She'll never learn to do things herself. Critics accused the director of pandering to mainstream tastes to boost ticket sales. The word comes from Pandarus, a character in the poem Troilus and Cressida, written by Geoffrey Chaucer in the 14th century. Pandarus acted as a go-between for two lovers. Over time, his name became associated with indulging others' desires, though not always in the noblest way. American journalist Neil Strauss wrote, "Because it's so easy to medicate our need for self-worth by pandering to win followers, likes, and view counts, social media have become the métier of choice for many people who might otherwise channel that energy into books, music, or art." Something we all need to think about when we repeatedly check our posts for likes, comments, and views. This word was suggested by Caesar Sen. Let's rewind the clock with atavistic. This word describes something ancient, ancestral, or primal that resurfaces unexpectedly, like a deep-rooted instinct or an old tradition. For example, the atavistic thrill of a campfire, where storytelling, the licking of the flames, and the surrounding darkness bring us back to our primitive roots. Or in my case, the atavistic urge to growl at anyone who interrupts my morning coffee. Her love for gardening felt atavistic, as if she was reconnecting with the earth like her ancestors once did. The sudden howl from the dog was an atavistic response to the full moon. The festival was an atavistic celebration honoring traditions that had been passed down for centuries. Atavistic comes from the Latin atavus, meaning ancestor. In biology, it has been used since 1833 to describe ancient ancestral characteristics reappearing in an organism. For example, whales sometimes develop rudimentary hind leg bones, a throwback to their land-dwelling ancestors. English author Peter Ackroyd wrote, "History is about longing and belonging. It is about the need for permanence and the perception of continuity. It concerns the atavistic desire to find deep sources of identity. We live again in the 12th or in the 15th century, finding echoes and resonances of our own time." This word was suggested by Chandrasekhar Ghosh. From the old to the new, we arrive at Neoteric. This fancy word means modern, innovative, or newfangled. It's perfect for describing cutting-edge technology, forward-thinking ideas, or even that sleek pair of sneakers you just bought. Neoteric is like a breath of fresh air in a world that can sometimes feel stuck in the past. It's the energy of invention, creativity, and all things avant-garde. Or as I like to think of it, the Neoteric delight of trading instant coffee for a perfectly brewed artisanal cappuccino. The Neoteric design of the building turned heads in the otherwise traditional neighborhood. She has a Neoteric approach to teaching using AI tools and interactive games in her lessons. The company's Neoteric gadgets are redefining how we interact with technology. The word comes from the Greek neoterikos and ultimately neos, meaning new or young. It entered English in the 16th century and has been giving a modern twist to our vocabulary ever since. Indian-American journalist Anita Chabdia wrote, "He has put together a string of projects with the same modern ethos that seemed avant-garde to the point of risky at their conception, until customers began clamoring for his Neoteric stamp." This word was suggested by Umbridge One. Whether you're blitzing through tasks, pandering to a crowd, reconnecting with your atavistic instincts, or reveling in the Neoteric marvels of modern life, remember that words have the power to shape how we see the world and ourselves. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments. I'm the English Nut. Bye for now.